Are you getting leads from Google Ads, but they're not converting into actual sales? This is a very common issue that I see a lot of small business owners experience as they are launching their own Google Ads, and they might start seeing some traction in terms of lead quantity, but it's not turning into sales. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys my framework on how you can identify what the core issue is and how to really fix this lead but no sale issue. Because at the end of the day, most likely the issue doesn't really have to do with Google Ads. It has to do more with the after the lead is submitted and the follow-up system in order to convert the lead into a sale. So the first thing I want to ask you as we dive into this framework is to check your lead quality. I want you to check to see, are the leads within your service area? Do they meet the minimum budget required for the service that you have to offer? Are these real reachable people? Are they really decision makers? If these are good quality leads, then that's actually a very good sign. That means that people are coming through the door, but they're just not nurtured enough, and there is not a good follow-up system. Now, if you have answered these questions and you see that these leads are out of your service area, they're not good quality, then that means the targeting is off within your Google Ads. So you want to look at your Google Ads targeting to ensure that you're targeting the right location, that you are targeting the right audience, and that you have the right filtering systems in place so that a lot of junk doesn't come through in order to really cloud your perception of what's actually happening. So assuming that you have good lead quality, but it's not turning into sale, that has to do with a follow-up system. Whether you have one or not, I want you to really audit what is actually happening and put a process in place in order to follow up quickly and to convert these leads into actual sales. So let's look at your follow-up system. I want you to audit your speed to lead. Now, I've got previous clients that will say something along the lines of, well, I followed up with my lead between 24 to 48 hours after it was submitted. Unfortunately, that is not acceptable these days, especially when it comes to advertising. Probably would want to follow up within a good 5 to 10 minutes. Less than 5 minutes is going to be better. The sooner, the better. So I have some clients that are on it when it comes to speak to lead within a minute of the lead being submitted or called. Then someone is already answering and talking to them to give them the information that they need in order to make the decision and to take the next step. The longer you wait, the chances of you turning that lead into a sale just goes down exponentially over time. If you wait 24 to 48 hours, just consider that lead to be pretty much dead because that lead had some time to do more research and find other options. And on top of that, it doesn't really look good as a business if you're submitting a request and a lead is not and they're not being followed up on in a timely manner. So look at your speed to lead, see if that needs improvement. Ideally, less than 5 minutes. The most ideal is ASAP. That's probably that's the best answer that I can give. But if we're looking for a time frame, yeah, I'd say less than 10 minutes, but the idealist would be ASAP. Next, review your entire sales process. What processes do you have in place in order to nurture these leads? Because what happens is, especially if you're dealing with high ticket sales, is that it's going to take more than one touch point to actually convert. I think the last time I read it, something along the lines of like 8 different touch points in order to convert. So you need to understand too your buyer journey and your buyer cycle, in that it's not always just going to be a straight lead to conversion. And a lot of times there's going to be a lot of research and time in between them getting a quote from you, getting the follow-up, getting the quote, and then ultimately making the decision maybe after they've vetted the different candidates or other options. But look at your entire sales processes. Are you following up in a timely manner? I've seen clients that only follow up one time. Well, that lead costed you a lot of money. So why would you only follow up once? Why don't you continuously try to reach out? I have a client that does at least 10 attempts before they give up. So that's how important it is, because these leads are very costly, especially when they come from Google. So making sure that you have a process to follow up, whether it's by phone call, by email, by text, you can automate all of these things in order to increase your chances of turning these leads into sales. So that's what I have on that. And then the next thing is going to be aligning the offer with expectations. So are you giving an offer that people actually want? Is it something that people expect? Is this an easy yes? If it's not, then what can you do in order to get people closer to saying yes? Look at that. And then the last piece that I'd want you to look at is your tracking and attribution. Making sure that you have the right tracking and attribution in place. If you don't have GA4 and Google Ads conversion tracking, definitely make sure that you have that in place so that whatever leads turn into sales, you can send that back as offline conversion data so that Google knows what type of leads actually were super qualified for you, so that Google can go out and find more for you, so that it can optimize and use its AI in order to identify the best type of leads based off of the feedback that you're providing. So these are the main things that I would recommend you look at. Usually, like I said, when it comes to diagnosing the core issue, it's not because the ads are performing poorly. Unless the lead quality is just super, super poor, then if your lead quality is super poor, then that is going to be an ads and targeting issue. But if the lead quality is good, but they're just not turning into sales, then it's definitely a follow-up system issue. And these are the different things that I would recommend you look at in this specific framework in order to get better results and turn these leads into actionable sales. So missed calls lead to missed sales. Missed follow-up leads to missed sales. So make sure that you have strong salespeople and a good follow-up SOP in place to convert these leads into sales, and that should be able to solve your issue. I know that it's not going to be an overnight fix, especially when it comes to building a follow-up system. But this should at least get you closer to identifying what that core issue is and what the next step should be in order for you to do the follow-ups. If you're looking for a more automated system in order to follow up with the leads via phone call, text message, email, definitely reach out in the comments below or in the description below. I'm going to have a link to my website so you can check it out, and I'll book some time and we can have a discussion. And if you're looking for an audit or managed services with Google Ads and you're spending at least $3,000 a month, check out the link below as well and just reach out. I'd be more than happy to have a discussion with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.